Are you feeling really pale? Well, let me tell you something. We're going to talk to an amazing founder today on Ion Franchising. I have Melanie Richards, founder and CEO of goGLOW. It's a spray tan, but it's really a goGLOW.
Up next.
I love your passion, I love your energy, and more importantly, I love the results.
I have been called the frugal founder, and I don't think that anyone gets as far as I do without watching every single dime.
I have to ask, a little birdie told me that Lady Gaga wanted you to go on tour with her. How did that come about? This episode sponsored by SEO Samba. Empower your franchise with predictable results and AI-driven marketing. Welcome, Melanie.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you, my friend. So, when did you know that goGLOW was franchise worthy? How did this happen?
So coming out of COVID, it was 2021. And of course, in 2020, everyone was just kind of like bracing themselves. Every business owner I knew was just, kind of stirring in the head of what's next. And when we were able to open in Minnesota and Chicago, where I had my corporate locations, I noticed that people came back so strong. We had the best years we've ever had in 21 and 22. And at that time I was like, wait a minute, I have two choices here. I can raise capital. I know that this concept, which is really untouched in the industry, it's kind of a cowboy world, the spray tanning is. So I knew what I was building and I knew what I had. It was just a matter of how am I going to scale this? And so I joined Eric Van Horn's mastermind group, and I sent an email and I was like, hey, Eric, these are my numbers. This is what I have going on. Tell me good, bad, or ugly. What do I have here? Would this work? And he's like, oh, this, obviously saw everything. He was like, let me talk to my partner. And then we started our conversations, and that's how I decided to go into franchising.
I love it. So you've come a long way, baby, in 2 years. So,
Right.
I mean, look, from a maxed out credit card to doing something, what was wrong with spray tanning as it was before you disrupted it?
We could start with what was right. Probably couldn't even come with it. I literally checked every single box as a client and as somebody that was looking for a spray tan. I'm from Minnesota. I am, the palest of pale. And I knew in 2010 when I started looking for a spray tan, because I was just going to go to Mexico. I was celebrating, completing estheology school and went looking for a spray tan. At that time, it was the Mystic Tan Boost, where they kind of lock you in this car wash coffin and it's just firing solution at you and you can't breathe. You don't know what's going to happen. My skin is too pale for this. And so I knew that was not an option for me. And so I went looking in my market, and there was a makeup artist that was doing it at the time, and she charged $100, but I walked out of there and I was like, wait a minute, I am not a tinge of orange at all. I had a nice brown glow about me. Went to Mexico, on the beach right away, looking good. And I was like, wait a minute, I need to have this all the time, but I cannot afford on my salary, $100 a week. So like you said, I maxed out my credit card, which was $5,000 at that time. And I bought a spray tan machine. I bought all these solutions on the market, and I was just like, I'm going to figure out how to do this. Called my sister over, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of like building with all of our friends. It just got into my head of like, wait a minute, I can probably do this on the side. And so that's what I did. I grabbed a machine and I took it mobile.
So the secret sauce, if you will, to goGLOW, what is it? Do you have to kill me afterwards?
I might have to. All right, you guys, the secret sauce. Secret sauce to goGLOW is honestly, it is 100% client focused, meaning that I built it around everything that bothered me about spray tanning. It was the smell, it was the stickiness, it was the high alcohol content in all of the solutions, it was the process, the experience, everything. Nothing went untouched with how I built this. And I built this for the last 15 years, hitting every single mark. But at the base of it, it was, I'm gonna make people who are coming to me, make them feel good, build that relationship, build that bond, get that education in there. We are a heavy education business because it does start with skincare. And so, you have a goGLOW. Yes, we provide spray tans, but we also have a full, like 30% of our sales come from our skincare line that I developed to go with or without a goGLOW. So we want healthy skin, we want clean beauty. And so, it just encompasses everything. I just basically never stopped. I kept going.
I love your passion. I love your energy. And more importantly, I love the results in every franchise disclosure document. And for those listening that haven't looked at any franchises yet, that's what I do. So come to me. But the franchise disclosure document has 23 items. Item 19 is the earnings claim. And your earnings claim is fantastic. And you're disclosing a lot of corporate stores. And by the way, I love that you have corporate locations, multiple. Because as you're aware, and Eric would have told you, a lot of founders model it after one territory, whether you're in home services or brick and mortar. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're talking about proof of concept.
Yes.
You have a lot more confidence when you see multiple locations. And shit, $663,000 is average unit volume for your corporate stores, Melanie. What the heck? Good job.
Thank you.
There's a lot of pale people out there.
I mean, I hit the mark, and I always joke that, like, if you were going to start a spray tan company, the worst place would probably be, you know, where I did it, Minneapolis, Chicago. We are covered 9 months of the year in parkas and snow. Like, we just simply, yes, we're pale, but we are also covered 9 months out of the year. So yeah, pull those kind of numbers. I know I have something pretty great.
I really have to ask you a serious question based on what you just said. I would have thought that if you live in a sunny state like I am, and I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, or like Florida, the Sunshine State, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, people want to keep their tan all year round as much as possible, but at least they can go outside and have the sun. I know that's not as good for you, but with spray tanning in Minnesota, I think that would be a hot business because there isn't enough sun. Call me crazy.
You are a little crazy because I'm going to flip the way you think about this. So the goGLOW has not only, you know, done very well for the past 15 years, but we are snuggled right in there with the dermatologist highly recommending that you stay out of the sun.
Right.
And so how much money is being spent right now in med spa? How much money is being spent on anti-aging, lasers, Botox? You want to know why? It's because of sun damage. Everyone's reversing sun damage. So and what's really great is the younger generation now, the TikTok generation, right? They're all about skincare. Catching it right at the right moment of, you know, anti-aging, the best part to do is to not get to the point where you need to reverse all of that sun damage. So you start from the base of get your goGLOW, wear your sunscreen, go out with a natural looking tan. That is what we're about. And we have a thing of like, we've outsmarted the sun because that is exactly what's happening. Yes, we don't want people to run away from the sun. No, you know, you need to get your daily dose and that's very good for your skin, the vitamin D. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that if you want to have a healthy tan, which a tan from the sun is just sun damage. If you want to have a healthy tan, a healthy glow, you don't want to look like you have a spray tan. That is what goGLOW is for. And so we are snuggled perfectly in a booming industry of anti-aging.
I love it. I feel so cuddly and comfy now that we're snuggling and
snuggle right in.
And we're tan. I love this. So let's talk about support. Support is one of the most crucial things, and you have a great relationship with your franchisees.
Yes.
What is your plan for supporting all of these franchisees as you grow?
Yeah. So my plan has always been, I'm a long range planner throughout all of this. Every time I've built something, you know, I've made sure I've had all of the protections around me with the patents and the proprietary to make sure we have a moat around us. It's the same thing with building a team. I cannot take on this amount of a structure with franchising, which we know we've grown very fast, without building a team that is far exceeding and far ready for the ones coming on. And so that's what I've been really focused on for the past 2 years, is bringing on top talent and making those investments on a brand president who came from, she was a CMO for a very long time, so our marketing, so it's kind of got a 2-for-1 there. We brought in Sasha, who is coming from Stretch Lab. She grew them up with 500 and international, so she's already on our team. We have a fantastic franchise business coach. We're bringing on a project manager to now assist her so that she can go focus on unit economics. Like, we are building a structure and a framework for franchisees that at any time they have access to anyone on the team. And that's what's really great about coming into an emerging brand. There's risk reward. And the reward here is that you have us right there on the phone. I mean, anybody can text me at any time. I tell them at all times, text me, because I'm 24/7 goGLOW at all times, right? So that is not scalable, but right now it is, because every single person that comes on and the partners that we choose now, which is so important, we are heavily invested in their success because their success is our success. We are building a international brand. I see that definitely coming, but we are building this together. And that's why our partnerships right now are so very important.
Amazing. Well, we talked a little bit about the amazing sales at your corporate locations. Your profit margins are amazing, average of 32% plus at the corporate locations, even counting a royalty in that. And you're attracting a lot of multi-unit people. So it's always a healthy sign, especially while you're still a younger brand, that people are not only committing to 1 or 3, but certainly double digits. So talk about who you're actually looking for.
Yeah, we are definitely honing in on who exactly works best in a system of an emerging brand. This is a definite different person from somebody that could come in 2-3 years from now, right? The brands grow and they scale, but the ones that come in the beginning are so critical to that success and if that brand is going to get off the ground or not. And so I look for people who are astute in business, who do understand that it isn't just a unlock the door and people are going to come running at you like a McDonald's, right? So we want people who are tied to their community. We want people who can go in, talk about a goGLOW. They are excited about a goGLOW and, have that ability to connect is very, very important right now because you are the ambassador in your community. Otherwise, if I didn't, the other option is basically, stay corporate and try to go into neighborhoods. That's not my choice right now. I want partners who are heavily in their networks and want to grow goGLOW. They have a love for it. They have a love for the skincare and everything. And so those are the partners that I'm looking for right now. The real hungry go-getters who will see the benefit of getting into a brand early. And like you said, multi-unit, we have almost all of ours are multi-unit because they see, I can go in and capture a market and grow this brand. When you look at goGLOW, I like to look at it as the same way as how Allie Webb did with Dry Bar, right? So she became an expert in one service. She built a hair line around it, and with the strong branding and strong communication and strong relationships with clients, the client experience alone is going to build your brand. And so all of that wrapped together, it's an insane opportunity in an industry that's untouched. We're going to be the first ones to capture that flag.
You've made everything sound so easy, but what has been the hardest part so far for you?
I would say, the hardest part in franchising, I would say, is the control, right? So I have to be able to sort of, give up part of control on these team members that I'm bringing in, and knowing that I can't be everywhere because then you're just watered down and you can't be exactly where you need to be. I love that, by growing the team, I can be in my lane of genius, which is R&D, it's product development, it's the science of skin, it is going to the cosmetic scientists in New York and looking for new ingredients and things like, and speaking about goGLOW and making sure that energy and that love and that loyalty to our clients stays true to the brand. So I would say that's the hardest part is, I want to be everywhere because this is my baby, but the best part is a founder that knows she needs to grow at the same time and put that trust in partnerships.
I love that you were very conscious of keeping the costs down, that you gave a lot of these early stage franchisees still today the opportunity to start in a salon suite concept for as little as $30,000 all in. Pretty amazing because people shy away from brick and mortar at times because they feel like, $400,000 to open this thing, I have to get a lease. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know if this is a good thing, bad thing, but I have been called the frugal founder. And I don't think that anyone gets as far as I do without watching every single dime. And so, what I still have my corporate stores. Anything that rolls out to our franchisees, I look like, hey, how is this going to affect me too? So I'm right there on the ownership hat as well. With the salon suite, it came out of, when I started the business, I started as mobile. And I scaled that into 4 trucks, and then in Minnesota, it's like blizzards and all this crap. And I was like, wait a minute, I can go into a salon suite. And so I went into a solo salons. We started doing 20-minute appointments, And a funny thing about that is that Sola got kind of like cranky at me, and they're like, Mel, you are crowding our hallways. Like, because I was ripping 20-minute appointments on a hair, like usually they're there for an hour or so. But, it's just the crowding within 6 months. And so I scaled that to, I took the salon suite, took it to a storefront within about a year. And that storefront, we had 3 rooms, thinking, okay, I'm taking a salon suite, I'm going to triple it, we're going to be fine. Nope. Within that year, I'm cracking walls, and we're going to 6 rooms. And so when I was talking to Jeff and Eric at Front Street Advisors, they're like, wait, go back to this, go back to that salon suite. What was happening? And I told them, and like, wait, that right there is that's the genius, where you can go into a salon suite, 1 room, you can do absolutely everything that you do in a storefront goGLOW right there in a salon suite. And I was like, yeah, you can. We did everything. The numbers coming out of salon suites were insane, and I still have corporate salon suites. And so what's really great is you can go into, you buy a goGLOW franchise, you can go into a salon suite, we'll send you a machine, get you all your opening inventory, train your staff, get those memberships, get the goGLOW on the skin, because we know once somebody has it on their skin once, they are a raving fan. They are telling at least 5 people. And I built, until I got into franchising, I didn't do any digital marketing whatsoever. My business was multi-million-dollar, built on word of mouth. So that's good. And so going into a salon suite, you get people talking, you get your membership sales, you get your education, you get your training, your staff, and then when your storefront is ready to be open, you take everything out of that salon suite, it goes right into your storefront. So it's not, your inventory, your machine, everything. So it's just a really brilliant way to do it. And some owners have chosen to do it, and some owners have not.
Touch on or expand on the customer experience, and what is that really like? You mentioned some of the negatives of some other places and how they've done it. So what is really that goGLOW experience for the customer?
Yeah, so any of your listeners, I encourage you to Google goGLOW. Take a look at what our salons look like. They are bright white. And historically in spray tanning, what you're walking into is a back room of a salon. It's painted brown. Why is it painted brown? Because that solution is going everywhere in the air, which I have solved with my patented overspray booth, right? So we have this filtration, so the air is filtered around the client, around your employees, so you're safe and you're not breathing in all of the spray tan solutions. We have bright white, and bright white is also clean beauty. We want to make sure that people understand all of these ingredients and all these products and the solutions that I've built from the ground up. They are beneficial to the skin. Your skin recognizes them. They're great. So you're not only getting a beautiful golden glow, but once you rinse, your skin is healthier. It's more nourished. And that is something that is not common in the spray tanning industry. In the spray tanning industry, generally speaking, they walk you in, they spray you down. They don't tell you anything about how to care for your skin. They don't tell you anything about, how to prepare, how to all the aftercare products. And that's the thing, is like, we are based on education of skin. And that's where we found a ton of success, is because this is a professional skin service. It's not just slap it on your clients, make that margin, and send them out the door. That's not what goGLOW is about.
I have to ask, a little birdie told me that Lady Gaga wanted you to go on tour with her. How did that come about?
So wild. So on a Saturday night, I get a text, and it was like, Lady Gaga's looking for a spray tan. So I was like, pulled every string possible. I was like, we'll be there, right? So we show up, we get her, a goGLOW. She goes to her show in Minneapolis. Get a call the next day. She wants you to come to Chicago. And I'm like, well, her goGLOW is perfect, by the way, right? So I was like, we'll be there, because we got a place in Chicago. So we show up in Chicago. We give her, a nice little goGLOW, because it was still perfect. And then she's like, we need you to come to New York. And so there we go. We're on a flight to New York for that Friday. And we were invited to go to the Europe tour. And unfortunately, her back, I think, blew out or something like that. So she had to cancel her European tour. But yeah, Gaga was goGLOWing.
I love it. That's amazing. So you have been amazing today, my friend. So Melanie, share with the audience one bit of wisdom, founder wisdom, that you can give to anyone listening interested in entrepreneurship on how to do it the right way.
Stay true to honestly your ethics, money will follow if what you're doing is right. And for me, I am dogged. I am on a mission. I have my blinders on. I don't have a rear view mirror. I take my lessons, I take my licks, I take my kick in the teeth, and I move on. And if you are dedicated and you know what you are bringing is something good and it's something that, you know, other people can join and find success and find freedom because of the lessons that I've learned, I would say, you know, you have to keep going, but there will be sacrifices along the way, and you don't get as far as, you know, some of us do with wanting to have a complete balance of life. You just can't. So to me, I'm just relentless. I am relentless. I know where I'm going, and I'm going to keep going.
Melanie, you were amazing today. goGLOW is the hot brand that we just discussed, and everybody check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're ready to talk about franchise opportunities, hit the link below to schedule a call. My services are free, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.